Okay, so we're going to work on activity 1-2. So let's see if I can find that real quick here. There we go. So we're going to work on activity 1-2, calculation, order, and rearranging equations. So the first three problems are to try to teach about the order of operations. The order in which mathematical operations are done can have a major impact on the results. Operations within parentheses are done first. If parentheses are nested, start from the innermost set and work outward. After parentheses, the priority of operations is as follows: powers and roots, multiplication and division, addition and subtraction. Subtraction to happen first, we have to have some parentheses here. Okay, so let's just show you how to put these in Excel. So I'll just put in 1 for number 1. So we've got the square bracket and a parentheses on the problem. We'll just use regular parentheses for everything in Excel. 2 parentheses, 2.9, another parentheses. Now they've just got square, so I need to use the shift and then push the number 6 to get the upper caret. And put a square, that takes care of this square right there, times 30. Whoops, I need another parenthesis, don't I? Times 30 minus 3 parentheses raised to the 1/3 power. Now I need to use another parentheses, otherwise it'd raise it to the first power and then divide by 3. So I'll put my 1 divided by 3 there. I could put 0.3333 and go on, but this is better. It'll get better accuracy. Plus 1.03 in parentheses raised to the second power. Whoops. Raised to the second power. I just hit enter and it didn't do anything, and the reason it didn't do anything is because we need an equal sign, and right now it just thinks it's text. So I'll put in an equal sign and expect to get a number like 689, and we do. Now we've got a lot of parentheses in here. In fact, some of these are redundant, like this one. I can go get rid of those, and I'll do the same thing. So the book's showing you to use more parentheses than you really need. As a rule, you want to write things as simple as possible, and that will make it easier to debug, and it's considered the best form to do that. You can always add things you don't need to make it more complex. Not a good thing to do. Okay, so I've got 2 parentheses. I've started number 2. I'm going to raise that to the 1/2 power. Now I'm going to just put 0.5. I know 1/2 is 0.5. Then I can make it a little simpler. Minus 2.1 parentheses squared. Now I need that parentheses here because that subtraction needs to take place before all this gets squared. Minus parentheses 8.0. We had 2 parentheses there, didn't we? 2 parentheses 8.0 parentheses raised to the 1/3 minus 1.1 parentheses raised to the 2. So does this look the same? It looks okay, so let's go ahead and put an equal sign in there. Let's see what we get. We should get minus 0.7 and some change. We do. Okay, so let's look at this. So there are places in here where what the book has is a little too complicated, yes. We know powers happen before subtraction, so I could get rid of these 2 brackets. We know that we really don't need these parentheses around the 8, so we can get rid of those. If I hit enter, I get the same number. Now I like using these upper carets for everything, but if you don't like that, Excel does have some built-in formulas you can use, like the square root. I just start typing it, SQRT. And you see the formula. I type in SQRT and you see the formula pop up. All I have to do is double click on the formula now. It says, you know what, I just need a single number to go in there and I'm done. And we know the number that we need to put in is 5.9. And our formula does the same thing as the upper caret to the 1/2, so we'll get rid of that. Now we've got 8. Now Excel also has another formula called power. So I'll start typing it in. There it is. I'll just double click it. Now this is a little different because it needs two things now. It says, alright, I need a number and I want to know what power do you want me to raise that number by. And we want to take 8 and raise it to the 1/3 power. So we have to use their format. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm inside the bracket now. I just put 8, comma, 1 divided by 3. And that takes the place of all this over here. And I can hit enter. And I still have the minus 0.7 number. Alright, let's do the last one. The last one is 2 parentheses, then the number 2.3 minus 1.1, parentheses all raised to the 3rd power, times parentheses 0.31 times parentheses 5.7 minus 2.6, 2 parentheses raised to the 2 power divided by 0.8 plus 0.7 raised to the 1/2. I'll just use 0.5 raised to the 1/2. Now there you can kind of see why I like just using the upper caret, is it's fast to enter. So that looks okay. So it looks the same. I'll go ahead and put an equal sign in front of there, hit the enter button, and I got 0.72 before. I get the same number now. And again, you could go in and use the power function here. You could use the square root for the whole thing. And you can write this a number of different ways. So I'll do another video in a little bit on the proper way to rearrange equations and solve equations. That's it for this video.